Okay, so I was just watching Queso's stream playing this horse game.
Giddy up! Giddy up, Saladin! Come on!
And one thing that I enjoyed while watching this stream was reading the horse names. And what's funny about this is the fact that a lot of racehorses does in fact have these weird, silly-ass names.
On the far outside, Little Miss Macho is going up.
And Epicenter is coming up on the outside! Who farted? Who farted on the outside? It's close!
Arg! Arg! Arg in front coming down to the wire!
What is up with racehorse names? And why don't they have normal names? So here I go doing some research while Queso creates an abomination in the background. And here's what I've discovered. So there's this global governing body for thoroughbred... Wait, is that how they...
Thoroughbred.
So there's this global governing body for thoroughbred racing, and it's called the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities. Did I mumble that? Hold on, let me check. So in the racehorsing community, around the world, globally, yeah, there's the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities, and basically they're the ones in charge with setting the standards for horse racing, protecting the welfare of horses, and all that jazz. Start the car, I know a whoopee spot. So, in Article 14 of the International Agreement is where we can find the rules for naming your horse. Yes, turns out there are rules they have to follow. So let's read through to some of these rules, cause why the fuck not? This is why I'm making the video. Why am I stalling? Just stick to the script!
Just get to the point.
So you can't just name your racehorse whatever you want because it needs approval from the horse racing authorities from wherever region you're from. And if you're from a country that have their own writing system, your horse name must have a Roman script version of its name. Horses that are currently racing can't share their same name with another horse that is also currently in its racing career. But you can reuse the same name when the horse is retired, but that has rules as well. So in case of stallions, you can reuse their names if it's been dead for 15 years, or if it hasn't been breeding with mares for 15 years, or it has reached 35 years of age, whichever comes first. And in case of brood mares, you can reuse their names if it's been dead for 10 years, or it hasn't been breeding or produced a foal for 10 years, or it has years, I mean rich. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck is wrong with you, brother? Or if the broodmare has reached 25 years of age, you can reuse their name again. Wait, hold on. How long is the average lifespan of these horses? Oh. And for every other horse, you can reuse their name if it's been dead for 5 years or it has reached 20 years of age. But there's another exception. If the horse reached the legendary status, and by that I mean the horse won big championships award, reached the Hall of Fame, their name is gonna be retired permanently, which means you can never reuse that name ever again. And while we're at it, here's some legendary horses to name a few, as of 2025. Man of War, Exterminator, Secretariat, BBB, Vaguely Noble,
Am Invincible!
Animal Kingdom, Authentic, Dubai Millenium. If you want to know more, the Federation keeps a whole list for this cause holy shit there's a fuck ton. Okay, now let's go to their no-no rules. Horse names should not exceed 18 characters. This includes suffixes, parentheses, and even space. So basically, if you want to give your horse a long-ass name, which first of all, why? If that's the case, then on paper your horse name is gonna look like a username. You can't name your horse after a public person or any commercial names unless you're given the permission by the owner or person. And the names should also not be made up of initials, like, POV, FOB, LMAOXD, LOL, which actually someone found a loophole and named their horse LOL, but spelled as LOL. Real slick! Their names should not be made up of these following as well. You can't also give it names considered in poor taste. Now what in the bougie ass do they mean in poor taste? Okay, they mean something suggestive or have a vulgar, obscene, or what? What the f- They mean something suggestive or have a vulgar, obscene, or insulting meaning. Now, those are some of the rules from the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities. While these rules are followed globally, there could also be variations from different regions. Like in the United States, for example, the Jockey Club includes these additional rules. You can't give your horse names ending in these horse-related terms like filly, colt, stud, mare, stallion, and all that jazz. And you can't name your horse after names of racetracks or graded stakes race. Meanwhile, if you go to the UK, the British Horse Racing Authority, they have this additional rule. Horse names should not exceed 7 syllables. Moving to Japan, while they follow the international rule of having Roman script for their horse names and keeping it at maximum of 18 characters, if you're in Japan, your horse name should also have its phonetic representation in katakana, which should be limited to a maximum of 9 characters. And now that we've learned about horse naming rules, it's time for me to share more horse names that I found interesting. Let's welcome our first horse, Potoooooooo. This is probably the most hilarious misunderstanding I've heard so far, and by far my favorite horse name because of the backstory.
I'm not just a bitch. I'm a bitch with a backstory.
So the year was 1773, and a cute little foal was born. And now, his owner Willoughby Birdie, 4th Earl of Abington, wanted to name him Potatoes, the Spud. And so one day, he told his stable boy to write the little horse name in the feed bin. And for some fucking reason, the stable boy thought Birdie said potatoes. So he wrote pot and literally 8 O's.
Bro, what the? I'm not even gonna question it. I'm not even gonna question it.
This amused Birdie so much that he kept the name that way.
It's Doremifasolatido.
This horse's name is music to my ears, literally. In fact, that's not the only horse who had that name. We got variants. In France, we have Doremifasol, and in Japan, we got M Doremi. The next one is gonna be 2 horses whose names are wife jokes. Of course there's gonna be a wife joke, and of fucking course it's not just one. So there was a horse who was named The Wife Doesn't Know and My Wife Knows Everything. And it just so happened that they were once in the same competition. What are the odds?
Into the final furlong. My wife knows everything. The wife doesn't know. They're 1-2. Of course they are.
I bet my left lung there are more horses out there with the word wife in their names. Wawap! And now, here are some honorable mention.
Skibidi Rizz needs to lock in if they're gonna hold off batter up.
Out on top, it's Jamaican me crazy.
外から1番のスモモモモモモモ追い込んでくる1番のスモモモモモモモモ圧勝だ今ゴーリン
There we have it. Turns out naming race horses comes with strict rules. But why do some people name them the most diabolical, silly-ass names? I don't know. I guess they just simply love naming their horses for shits and giggles. And that's the end of the video. And as always, I linked all of my sources in the description below. And a friendly reminder that I didn't know anything about horse racing before. Horse racing? Race horsing. Anyway, I didn't know anything about this racing of horse thing before making this video. All my knowledge comes from the sources I use. So there's a chance that I could be wrong. So if this horse racing thing happened to be your thing, feel free to correct me in the comments below, or share more facts about racehorsing. I love reading comments of people nerding out about their interests. Anyways, see you in the next episode of Diddly Daddle. Peace out.